morning. Today we are going to start question number 2. Question number 2, which is on page number 184. Page number 184. In the previous video we did till question number 1. Only we did question number 1. Now here we are going to start with question number 2. In the question number 2, you are given a stem and leaf plot. You are given a stem and leaf plot. So using this stem and leaf plot, we are asked to construct a histogram, then 5 number summary, and then finally the box and whisker plot. Right? So this histogram, this 5 number summary, this histogram and the box plot, this has to be plotted on the same scale as we did in the previous question. Okay? So we are going to start with histogram. Now, you know very well for histogram, we need the frequency distribution table. We need frequency distribution table for histogram. So first of all, we are going to create the frequency distribution table. In the frequency distribution table, we will have the class interval and then we will have the frequency. We will have class interval and we will have the frequency. Now, the class interval is very easy, right? You can look at the two consecutive stem and you can understand what will be the class interval, what will be the width of the class interval. Width of the class interval is also said as the bin width. Bin width. Bin width means the width of the class interval. Is this very clear? Now in the stem and leaf plot, from the stem and leaf plot we can easily read the data. Now what we need is to read the data, we need to combine the stem with a leaf. Stem with a leaf. So first if I read the first data, in the stem we have 0 and the leaf we have is 4. So when you combine these two it comes 0, 4. 0, 4 means 4. So the first data is 4. Then we have 6, then we have 7, like 0, 4, 0, 6, 0, 6, 0, 7, right? That means we are in the leaves in the first row, in the first stem are all single digit. That means their value is between 0 to 10. Clear? The second leaf is, the second stem is 1. Right? So what you see here is, what you notice here is, in the stem you have 1 digit and then you have one digit in the leaf. Am I clear? You have 1 digit in the stem and you have 1 digit in the leaf. So when you combine the 1 digit from the stem and 1 digit from the leaf, then it gives you 2-digit number. It means in this question we have all the data in 2-digit number. Clear? So the first stem can so that means this is, since all the data are 2-digit number, so one place of this, 1 digit of this has gone in the stem part, which is the 10th part, and the 1 spot has gone in the leaf. Right? So now if we read the stem part, the first stem is 0 tenths, then second is 1 tenths, then is 2 tenths, then is 3 tenths. Am I clear? So 0 tenths means 0. 0 multiplied by any number is 0. Then 1 tenth means 10. Now if I take the first 2 stem, I will get the 1 of the class interval. So 0 to 10. That will become the class interval. So a stem can help you to write down the class interval. So the class interval we will be writing as, stem can use for writing the class interval. So it will be, the class interval is 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30. Right? This is called as exclusive class interval. So we can have only, because the last data we have is just 30. Just 30. Okay? We are accepting the upper limit. That means if I have 10, any data 10, that 10 will come under this class interval, but will not go under this class interval. You cannot repeat. You have to decide one, right? So we are including here. Clear? So now after this we are going to write down the frequency. So 0 to 10, how many data we have? We can count from the leaf, right? So it is total 7. There are total 7 leaves in the first stem, right? Those are 4, 6, 7, 8, 8 and 8. So total there are 7. So the frequency of this class interval is 7. Clear? The next one also is 7. In the next class interval also we have is 7. Is it okay? Here just one precaution, one correction. 0 to 10 when I said that 10 will be included here, right? And then we don't have any 10, but now 10 to 20 when we count, we have one data as 20 also. Is this okay? So that means the frequency of this will come as equal to 8. The frequency of this will come as 8 because you have 7 leaf in the second stem, right? But 1 leaf from the third stem also will come in this category because we are counting 20. We are counting the higher limit. We are including the higher limit. Is this okay? Now under this we will have 2 data. One is from the third leaf, third stem, and another is from the fourth stem. So this is the total number of data. The next part is 5 number summary. 5 number summary. We are going to calculate the 5 number summary. 5 number summary, what we have? We will have lower limit, we will have Q1, we will have Q2, we will have Q3, and then we will have upper limit. So the set of this 5 number is called as 5 number summary. Right? In the previous question I have already taught you in detail. Now see, lower limit and upper limit is very easy. Your data is given in the form of a stem and leaf plot. So the first data will be your lower limit and the first data is 4. So this is your lower limit. The last data is 30. So that will become your upper limit. Right? Now we have to find out Q1, Q2 and Q3. First of all, we are going to calculate Q2. For calculating Q2, we need to know the total number of data. So when you count the total number of data, right, from the stem and leaf plot, you will get total 17. The sum of the total number of data is 17. 7 is 5 plus 2, 17. From here also we can cross check, it is 17. Right? So now we are going to use the 17 data, the total data for calculating first of all Q2. Okay? 17 is the odd number. 17 is odd number. And for odd number of data, you will get only one position. So we are now going to calculate the position for Q2. And the position for calculating the odd number of data is P is equal to n plus 1 divided by 2. Am I clear or not? And this we will get as, this is 17. 17 plus 1 divided by 2, that is 18 divided by 2 is 9. So this is the position for your, this is position, that is why I am writing 9. Please, some of the students after calculating the position itself, they think that it is a quartile. This is not a quartile, this is only a position. Now what you can do is you can go to your stem and leaf plot and count the data at the 7th position. Okay, in the first row you have 7 data, then 8 and then 9th. So the 9th data you have is 1, 1, 11, and that is your Q1. This become your Q2. You calculated Q2. I don't know whether I made it clear or not. How this 11 came after finding the position, and then from the first leaf we started counting, and we reached up to the 9th leaf, and that 9th leaf with the stem will give you your Q2. Is this okay? Now this is done. Now when you go to Q1 and Q3, you have to be very, very careful. Once you have calculated the position for your Q2, this becomes a very, very important term. This becomes a very, very important term. You have to take special care of this position, because this position will help you to find the correct value of Q1 and the correct value of Q3 also. Okay, so I am going to show you how does it play a very important role. Now, the position of your Q2 tells you that how we have divided this into 2 equal parts. Am I very clear? How the total data is divided into 2 equal parts. Is this okay? So from this position we come to know that we have 9 data in the first half and 9 data in the second half. So please underline this 9th data in your stem and leaf plot. please underline this ninth data in your stem and leaf plot, and the 9th data in your stem and leaf plot is 1 1, that is 11. So in the leaf part under 1 you can just underline. This will remind you that when you calculate Q1, that 1 will be the ending. When you calculate Q1, that 1 will be ending, and when you calculate Q3, that same 1 will be the starting, because you have to know from where to count to reach up to the Q1 and Q3. Am I understood? Alright, now we are moving on to calculating Q1. So for Q1 we have how many data? 9, and this 9 is again a odd number. Therefore for this Q1 also you will get only one position. So we will find the position. So 9, their datas are there. So 9 plus 1 divided by 2. That means 10 plus 1, 9 plus 1, 10, 10 divided by 2. That means the position for Q1 is 5th position. The position for Q1 is 5th position. Now go to the leaf part and then start counting from 4 and go up to 5th position. So the 5th position your data is 8. 5th position your data is 8. And in the stem part it is 0 only. So when you combine these two also it remains 8 only, and that becomes your Q1. So your Q1 is 8. Right? So while for calculating this Q1, you have calculated first of all the position, right? And then you have got the value of your Q1. Now I am moving on to Q3. Now there were 9 data for in the first half, and the same number of data we will have in the second half also. Okay? So in the second half now we have same number of data. That means the position of Q3 also will be same. The 5th position. 5th position. Now this 5th position, very very important from where to count. I told you to underline the 9th data. In the second stem part, the second data was your 9th data. So you have already underlined under 1. You have already underlined 1. Right? That means that point will be the point from where you will start counting for the Q3. Is this okay? So starting from that point, you can, starting from 1 of in the second stem, starting from second stem, go to the leaf 1. From that point you have to start counting the 5th data. So from there when you count the 5th data, it is coming 8. It is coming 8. 5th data in the second stem is 8. Now take this 8 and then join it with the stem. In the stem you have 1, and then this 8, when you combine these two together becomes 18. 1 and 8, 18. That means that will become your Q3. Okay, and this way your 5-number summary is completed. If you become perfect in calculating Q1, Q2 and Q3, lower limit and upper limit everybody can do. Q1, Q2 and Q3, if you get very clear concept, you will not have problem. So after this explanation, if you have still doubt, please you will ask me the question in the WhatsApp group. I am going to again explain you if you have doubt. So please remember that. Don't fail to ask me question. So Q1, Q2 and Q3 is calculated. Right? So now we are done with everything. Now we are going to draw the coordinate. In that coordinate, we will first of all draw the histogram using this frequency distribution table. And on the same coordinate, we will also plot the 5-number summary to get the box and whisker plot. So now I am going to draw the coordinate. This is my coordinate to draw the histogram and also to plot the box and whisker plot. So first of all, I am going to plot the histogram. Now histogram, the height 0 to 10, first height will be up to, okay, this is here I am taking the scale as 1 unit as equal to 2. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay. Now the height of the first column will go up to 7. So here. Then another height will go up to 8. Right. First of all I am just marking, and then the third will go up till 2. After this, drawing the line will be easy for me. Okay. Then next. Alright. Last. Okay. So this is your histogram. This is your histogram. Is this all right? Now, after this, on top of it, we are going to plot the box and plot, which is also called as box and whisker plot. So we'll mark all these points. So first mark point will be at 4, which is less than half. This one. Second is at 8, little less than 10, little less than 10. Okay. Then is 11, little bit more than 10. Then is next 18, which is less than this. And then third one is 30, somewhere here. Okay. Now after marking this, then we will take the 3 middle point and we will change that into box. We'll change that into box. And then this is this. And now join this to this point, whisker, and this is the whisker. So the data is more concentrated towards the left. So this is your question number 2. Hope this is very clear. Thank you. Now I am going to take you to question number 4. Question number 4. Right? When you look at this question number 4, you are given 2 sets of data. One is for Rajesh and another is for Mitu. Clear? The question is Rajesh and Mitu work at a computer store. The data below shows the number of items each has sold every month. So the number of computer, each one of them sells in a month, and then this record is given for 18 months. For 18 months, their sales are reflected in the data. Clear? Now the question is, we have to find out the box and whisker plot using the same skill. You have to represent the data on the box plot using the same scale. Is this very clear? So we are going to represent this data by means of box plot. And now this is the third question. So by now at least you have understood that whenever the question talks to you about the box plot, first of all you have to have the 5-number summary. For the box plot, 5-number summary is must. Without 5-number summary, we cannot plot the box and plot. So 5-number summary is very important. This is also the example of ungrouped data, right? In this series, under this topic, this is the third question. So by this question, you should be able to understand and be able to solve the questions, right? So under the sequence, this is the last question for ungrouped data. So now what is the first thing that we need to do is, we need to arrange the data in the ascending order. Because when you are calculating the 5-number summary, you are calculating the 3 quartiles, Q1, Q2 and Q3. And Q1, Q2, Q3, these quartiles are actually median. And whenever you are calculating the median, the data must be arranged in ascending order. Therefore, your data which is given here in question number 4 under Rajesh. First of all, let us go for Rajesh. For the Rajesh, you can look at the data. Those data are not arranged in ascending order. So, in order to find out the 5-number summary, we need to have those data arranged in ascending order. And here I have tried to arrange all the data in ascending order. Now you can see the data are all arranged in ascending order, 6, 7, 13, 17, 20 and so on. Is this very clear? This is very, very important for the 5-number summary. For 5-number summary, first of all, we need to arrange the data in ascending order. So we have arranged, once the data is arranged, then we will be able to calculate the value of Q1, Q2 and Q3. So first of all, we are only focusing on Rajesh. After that, we will go to Mitu. So the lower limit is very simple. The first data will be the lower limit, and the upper limit is the last data. Very simple. It is always a bonus. Is this okay? Now Q1, Q2 and Q3, we will try to calculate it verbally. Okay, verbally. Now to calculate, first of all we will go for Q2. For calculating Q2 we need to know the total number of data, right? And the total number of data is 18. Total number of data is 18. Is this okay? So there will be two positions. There will be two positions, right? The first position will be 18 divided by 2, 9th, right? So count the 9th data. This is the 9th data. Underline it here. Underline. Is this okay? After finding the first position of Q2, after finding the first position of Q2, we have underlined. Please remember. And the second position will be the next data. And the next data is this. So please underline this also. These two data are underlined. Now you have calculated the position for Q2. The position for Q2, because total there are 18 data. So the first position will be half of 18, that is 9th, which is this. Another will be the 10th data, which is this. So you got the two position, and then you can see the two data also. Now for finding the value of Q2, you just have to find the average of 41 and 39. So add the two data and divide it by 2. Your answer will be 40. Your answer will be 40. And this become your Q2. Is this okay? Why we underline this is not only just wanted to know that which are the two data, right? Also the purpose is the first underline will tell me that this many data are in the first half. This also tells me that till this data we have the first set, which first half, and this half will be used for calculating Q1, and starting from here till this we have the second set of data which can be used to calculate Q3. So that is the importance of underlining. That is why I always stress on underlining. Now we will calculate Q1. For calculating Q1, total how many data you have? You have counted. They are 9 in number. Right? For calculating Q2, you had even number of data. But now when you are calculating Q1, you are getting only odd number of data. There are 9 data. Clear? So you will get one position. For this you calculated two positions. But for this you will be getting only one position. So that position you can calculate by using the formula n plus 1 divided by 2. That means 9 plus 1 divided by 2. So 5th. Right? So count. Now find out the final answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is your Q1. Once you understand, then everything can be calculated verbally also. So this is your Q1. Now we are going to calculate for Q3. For Q1 you got the position as 5th. That means for Q3 also the position will be 5th only. But that's for this the 5th is counted from this point, started from this point. But when you are counting 5th position for this, it will be counted from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your Q3 become 49. So this is the end of your 5-number summary for the first set of data. Am I right? Now we are moving on to the second set of data. In the second set of data also there are 18, right? So let us first of all find out the lower limit, which is 1. Last data, which is upper limit, 57. Now we are going to calculate Q1, Q2, Q3. So first of all we will calculate Q2. For Q2 we will again know that what is the total number of data. The total number of data is again 18. 18 is an even number. You will get two positions. First position will be half of 18, that is 9th. And 9th is this data. Right? Another position will be 10th, which is this data. Clear? Now to find the value of Q2, you have to find the average of this 27 and 28. Add the 2, divide by 2, you will get 27.5. Am I right? Okay. Now from this underline you know that you have this many data in the first half for calculating Q1. So in the first half you have total 9 number of data for calculating Q1. That means odd number of data. So the position will be 9 plus 1 divided by 2. That means 5th data will be your Q1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will be your Q1. So write this as Q1. Clear? The position for Q1 you calculated 5th. That means position for Q3 also will be 5th. And that 5th will be counted from here. For Q3 the position will be counted from this point. So from this point the 5th data will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 40, and therefore your Q3 is 40. So your everything is now calculated. Both the 5-number summary is calculated. Now you need to have a scale. That scale I have already drawn. Here there is no histogram. Here there is no histogram. Only you have the 5-number summary, and then you have to plot it. So only if you have to plot, if you have to only plot 5-number summary, then you can manage it with a straight line, just with a straight line. And on this number line, I wrote the minimum value, and then the maximum value also should be included. After this, now we will draw the box and plot. So I am going to first of all plot this one, first one, then I will go for the second one. So the first one, the lower limit is 6, which will be little more half. So this is 6. Then another is 20. So this is 20. Then is 40. So is 40. Then is 49, little less than 50. And then is last is 63. So little more than 60. So these 5 points will be for your first set of data. Let me mark the 5 points for the second set of data only, keeping some space. Okay. So first one is 1, very close to 0. Then is 19, little less than 20. Okay. Then is 27.5, which is little less than 30. Then is 40. And then last one is 57. Little less than 60. Is this okay? So this will give you one box plot. This will give you another box plot. So first of all, for this one, you can have the 3 boxes. 3 boxes. You can take the 3 center point and complete the box. And then lastly, you can join it with this point and then with this point. So this way, this is the box plot for your first set of data. This is for Rajesh, right? Now for Mithu. Now complete the rectangle or the box, whatever you say, and then join it with this endpoint and with this endpoint. This is your final answer. Hope I am very clear. So with this, we are ending with the ungrouped set of data. Now you have question number 6 and question number 7 as the assignment. Question number 6 and question number 7 as the assignment after redoing this question number 1, 2 and 4. Okay, question number 6 and 7. With this, we are ending the session. Thank you so much. Stay at home and take care.